What's up, ladies and gents? This is KSigKid coming at you with another Destiny video. Today, it's Friday, so it's not my day, it's your day. And this is the last Xur for 2016. This is it. It's going to finish up by 2017, and that's going to be the end of it. And Xur's in the reef. Of course, he is in the reef for this final time, just to trick you one final time. And because he's in the reef, make sure you go ahead and visit Varix. You can get that little bit of a package with just some consumables and items and materials. It's not going to really change your game, but why not? You're already coming here to visit as it is. So Xur is definitely being a little bit tricky this week, and we'll get to what those things are in just a moment. But of course, it's Xur. We have to show what he's got in his inventory, and we're going to grade him. We are definitely going to grade this guy, his final grade for 2016. And coming over here, it's still relatively morning, and there's not a lot of people here, which doesn't make me excited. But when we take a look at his inventory, the number one thing I noticed is no 3 of coins again. Now, it was mentioned that it was just a bug last week. Did this bug just go into this week? Or is Bungie simply away, they're on vacation, and they haven't been able to fix the bug? And also, look at this. These are not legacy Engrams. These are regular, straight out, exotic helmet Engrams. So watch out for that. That one actually really surprised me. That surprised me. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on here with Xur this week. But let's go ahead and get started with the exotic items. Starting with our Titan, we've got the Crest of Alpha Lupi. So we just did our Titan video for what the best and worst Titan exotics were. And Crest of Alpha Lupi just runs right around the middle of the pack. This is standard for all the different classes, this type of gear, and it's basically revive somebody faster. So it's really not going to change your gameplay, it's not going to make you a game-breaking, game-killing guardian, but it's not the worst thing in the entire world. I'm going to go ahead and give this thing a C. More often than not, you're really not going to get any use out of this thing, but whenever you do get a use out of it, you'll be probably pretty glad that you did. But I mean, overall, all it's doing is giving you fractions of a second quicker revive time, and then some additional orbs, more often in PvE than PvP. So it's situationally useful, but it's okay when it is useful. Now, let's take a look at one other thing. Just to show you guys that this is indeed a regular helmet Engram and not legacy. We're going to buy one. We've got a lot of strange coins. It's not like we're going to be buying 3 of coins, so we might as well use our strange coins on this. Maybe we'll get something interesting. Maybe. So we're just going to go ahead and buy that Engram. We're going to come up here to not Master Raoul. And whenever we go ahead and look, we've got our helmet Engram. Let's go ahead and decode this thing. And boom, we got an Eternal Warrior. That doesn't really tell the story. What's going to tell the story is this. It is 400 light, so it's a terrible helmet, but it's 400 light at least. Now moving on to our hunter, we've got the Don't Touch Me Bros. You basically don't see these anywhere. You don't see these anywhere. In year 1, you saw them a little bit with Crota, because you could go ahead and run in, and in the Thrall Pit, they'd hit you, you go invisible, and that was really nice. But anymore, you're just not going to see them. They're a little bit more useful in PvE. Like I said, whenever you're fighting Hive, this can be fun to go ahead and get hit and then run away because you're invisible. In PvP, if a Guardian hits you, you're going to turn invisible in front of them and then they're going to kill you anyway. So because of that, because they're really not that situationally useful, we're going to go ahead and give these things a D. You're just not going to wear them. Basically, if Crota ended up coming back into relevancy, maybe you'll see these again. But right now, you're pretty much over-leveled for Crota anyway, so it's not really going to make that much of a difference as it is. Kind of a cool-looking pair of gloves, but really not useful in the game anymore. The meta has passed this thing by. Moving on to our Warlock, we've got the Apotheosis Veil. So this helmet always surprises me because it's relatively solid. Basically, you get its use whenever you have your super, you cast it, you get your health back, you get your melee back, and you get your grenade back. So those are 3 pretty solid perks. It's just limited by the fact that you can only use it whenever you have your super. That being said, getting your health back in the game is always good. So I'm going to give this thing a B. It's a relatively solid, relatively stable item to put on. It's just not game-breaking and game-changing like some of the other Warlock exotics. So you're probably not going to pick it over any of the other really awesome Warlock exotics, but if you don't have those, this isn't the worst thing to go ahead and put on. It's not the worst thing in the world to wear. That's just my personal opinion. You don't see it a lot, but it's not the worst. And finally, for our weapon, we've got the Suros Regime. So it feels like he just had Suros just a little while ago, and every time I see the Suros, I die a little inside, because this weapon has fallen from grace so far. It's got 2 different perks and 2 different styles to go ahead and pick, and both of them are terrible. People typically like spinning up, but really, if you want to use this in the Crucible, you need spinning up and you need Suros Legacy to be going on at the same time if you want any type of decent time to kill. Now, this style of auto rifle, this rate of fire and high impact auto rifle, might be just one of the worst archetypes of a weapon in the game, period, right now. It's just so bad. It's so bad in the Crucible. It gets outclassed by pretty much everything. Of course, you can get kills with it. It has bullets. You're going to be able to get kills with it. But it's just not as good as where it should be. Not as good as where it was before, for sure. So unfortunately, I'm going to give this thing a D. It's a real shame because this weapon's cool looking. It has a great history in the game. It's just not where it needs to be right now to be relatively useful in the Crucible or really anywhere else in the game. That's just a shame. That is a shame. So again, no 3 of coins. We do have exotic shards, so that's nice if you need your exotic shards. And we do have helmet Engrams, so you can always buy those and get some 400 light gear. And then you've got your heavy ammo. But no 3 of coins still. This is Xur. This is how Xur is closing out 2016. Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, your Xur, and I'll see you around in Destiny. #2016.